Hey everybody, the purpose of this video is to get you guys some solutions to the percentage analysis quiz we had for last week. It involved a slide that I saw on about 3 weeks ago now. It was about enrollments at CUCC in 2014, also in 2013, also in 2012. So that's what I wanted to talk about today, were these three things, and especially in particular these percentage comparisons that are over here. So let's get into it. I gave you some introduction here, and we can get back to that if you want. But I wanted to get right to the questions themselves. The first question was, let's analyze this new transfer number. So the new transfer number, one of my colleagues jumped on right away. They said, oh my God, we're down 23%. And, you know, if you look at from a 582 down to a 450, indeed, 23%. But what I said was, well, maybe that's not the weird number. Maybe indeed 582 was strange. So I said, why don't you look back to where it was 471 and then see how that compares to 450. And in the question number one here, it said, what is the percentage change to the nearest whole percentage from 2012 to 2014? And it's still negative because we dropped. I mean, we did. You can see that, right? It dropped from 471 to 450. So what I'm going to show you here is how to use Google. Google is a wonderful, wonderful thing for many reasons. And one of the greatest things you can use it for is to do basic mathematics. So if we need to figure out what percentage of 450, what percentage of 471 450 is, we can simply type into the search bar 450 divided by 471, press enter, and it says 95.5%. Okay? Which means we've dropped about 4.5% from 2012 to 2014. Now you can put either 5% or 4%. It doesn't matter to me. The kicker is we're down, right? We're down about 5% from 2012 to 2014, which is a very, very large difference than down 23%. So we dropped from here to here, but we also went from here up and then back down again. So that negative 23%, while correct, is also tempered by the fact that this 582 might have been a strange blurb of a hiccup. All right. Number two, let's see. Well, I see your point, but still, even that 16% rise in concurrent high school pales in comparison. Let's look at that one real quick. Concurrent high school, okay, 16% rise went from 377 to 437. Okay, so again, the point is that whatever gains we made here are more than eradicated by the losses here. Now, again, 60 up and negative 132. You know, their claim is we dropped twice what we gained. Well, okay, and I said the same thing. I said, yeah, but how about 2012 to 2014? Well, if you look up here, in 2012, it was at 211, and 2014 is 437. So if you do 437 divided by 211, you see what I'm doing here? What I'm doing is I'm always using the earlier number, the 2012, in the denominator and the new number in the numerator. Well, this one comes out 2.07, which is super fun because, you know, you look at the 0.07 and you're like, oh, that's 7%. But then you look at this as 2. If it were 1.07, we would have increased 7%, just the 7. But since it's 2.07, we increased 1.07, which is 107%. So what's interesting about that is, again, looking at these numbers, from 2012 to 2014, it was up 107% from 2012 to 2014. And again, these are the kinds of numbers. You know, should we be looking strictly at a 1-year change, or should we be looking at a 2-year change, or maybe a multi-year change, right? Maybe a multi-year change. This looks like a trend. This one looks like a trend. This one looks like a flattening. I mean, there's all kinds of things that you see within 3 years. Maybe go back even further and look at overriding trends. I don't know. Let's keep going. Then it says, for practice, go ahead and complete the rest of the chart too. We're going 2012 to 2014 in all of the categories. And you may have noticed that this one was wrong. It said 0% up here, right here, and that's most definitely not 0%, but that's okay. We can just do 2012 to 2014. So we'll just do a couple just to make sure you guys are getting the point. This one is 3859 from 4821. 3859 started at 4821. That means we're at 80% of where we were, which means we are down 20%, negative 20%, or just down 20%. And we'll do one more. Let's do a total credit FTE. Why not? It went from 1851 down to 1588. So 1588 out of 1851 looks like about 86%, which means it dropped down 14%. So that's all we're doing here. That's all we're doing is some quick calculations. And at the very end here, it said which showed the most impressive percentage change. And it doesn't matter to me. It does not matter to me which one you decide to use. If you decided to use the largest percentage or the most negative or the most positive, it doesn't matter to me. It does not matter to me as long as you just explain what you meant. And I put welcome to my world because this is what I spend so much of my time, doing anymore, is looking at news reports and looking at media reports and looking at local reports and seeing, are we overreacting about anything? Maybe. Let's look at time series. Let's look at trends and see. So anyway, I hope that helped, and we'll catch you in class.